There are moments in life when the world seems to pause. The air feels different, the energy heavier, and the spirit whispers that change is near. September 2nd is such a moment. It is not just a date on a calendar, it is a gate, a crossing, a divine reset. Many overlook it, yet those who are awake can sense its power. A reset is not destruction, it is release, it is the clearing away of what no longer serves you. It is renewal, the spark of life returning after long silence, and it is redirection, a turning of the path toward a destiny you had almost forgotten. The ancients taught that time is not just passing, it is alive, breathing with us, shaping us, testing us. On September 2nd, that living current is offering you abundance, but abundance is not found in gold or possessions. It begins with inner mastery, the discipline to rule your own mind, the stillness to hear your spirit, the courage to walk your path. In this video, I will guide you through the principles that the Shaolin masters carried for centuries, truths hidden in their silence, revealed only through practice. You will learn how breath becomes a weapon against chaos, how discipline brings freedom, and how stillness becomes the true source of power. These are not common lessons. They are the quiet wisdoms that protect warriors, monks, and chosen ones in times of great change. Stay with me until the end, for each step builds upon the last, and the full reset can only be understood when the circle is complete. Welcome, my friends, to Shaolin Soulfire. If you are ready to walk this path of renewal and mastery, subscribe now and walk with us into this new era of abundance. A vessel already full cannot receive more. This is the first truth of the reset. To begin anew, you must first release what you still carry. The Shaolin way speaks of the empty cup. A student once approached his master, eager to learn, but his mind was crowded with pride, opinions, and the noise of his past. As the master poured tea, the cup overflowed, spilling onto the floor. The student protested, and the master replied, "Like this cup, you are full. Until you empty yourself, nothing new can enter." So it is with you on this day. You carry fragments of yesterday, arguments that still echo, failures that still sting, identities you cling to though they no longer fit. These are shadows, but you treat them as if they were chains. The divine reset does not ask you to fight them. It asks you to release them. Letting go is not weakness. It is an act of strength, because it requires trust. Trust that by loosening your grip on pain, you will not fall apart, but instead discover lightness. Trust that by laying down false identities, your true self will emerge. The Shaolin monks learned to let go daily, of exhaustion in training, of doubt in meditation, of fear in combat. They empty themselves so they may be filled with clarity, focus, and wisdom. Your reset today is not about adding more, but about clearing space. You cannot breathe fully with lungs already burdened. You cannot walk freely with stones in your robe. Release, and the space you create will not remain empty. Life, abundance, and strength will flow into it, just as water always finds the hollow ground. The empty cup does not lose, it prepares to receive. There's a reason the ancients called the breath the bridge between body and spirit. Breath is life, yet so often it is taken for granted. We rush through days without noticing the rhythm that sustains us. But the Shaolin tradition teaches that the breath is more than survival. It is mastery. To breathe with awareness is to reclaim command over your own existence. Every inhale carries renewal. It is the acceptance of life as it enters, filling you with strength. Every exhale carries release. It is the quiet death of what no longer serves, a letting go of fear, anger, and unrest. In this cycle, the old dissolves and the new awakens. This is not philosophy, it is a lived truth, felt in every deliberate breath. The monks train for hours, not only in combat, but in stillness, teaching the body to obey the mind and the mind to obey the breath. In battle, steady breath keeps the warrior calm when chaos surrounds him. In meditation, gentle breath leads the monk into deep silence where truth is revealed. In daily life, mindful breath transforms ordinary moments into sacred practice. On this reset day, let the breath become your anchor. When storms rise within your thoughts, return to it. When distractions try to pull you away, return to it. Each breath is an invitation, a doorway. With discipline, you step through it again and again until calmness becomes your natural state. Breath is the first teacher. It asks for nothing, yet gives everything. By honoring it, you honor the present moment, and by mastering it, you master yourself. Renewal does not begin outside. It begins with the quiet rhythm within your chest, guiding you back to balance again and again. Desire is like fire. Left unchecked, it spreads wildly, consuming everything in its path. But when placed within boundaries, the same fire becomes warmth, light, and power. This is the heart of discipline, directing energy, not suppressing it. Shaolin wisdom reminds us that indulgence leads only to emptiness, while restraint creates true freedom. The monks understood this well. They trained their bodies to endure hunger, cold, and exhaustion, not because suffering was the goal, but because mastery was. By disciplining the body, they discovered the mind grows stronger. By disciplining the mind, the spirit grows unshakable. Each act of restraint became a doorway to greater power. Abundance without discipline is like water poured into open hands. It slips away, leaving nothing behind. Many chase wealth, pleasure, and recognition, yet remain restless. Why? Because they serve their desires instead of mastering them. The chosen one learns a different path to feel the urge, acknowledge it, and then transform it into strength. Anger becomes focus. Fear becomes awareness. Passion becomes purpose. This is not denial of life. It is the art of shaping it. Just as a blade is sharpened by resistance, the spirit is refined through discipline. A warrior who obeys every impulse cannot stand firm in battle. A seeker who chases every craving cannot walk the path of truth. On this reset, discipline is not a burden, but a gift. It is the key that unlocks abundance, ensuring that what flows to you does not scatter, but remains, grows, and multiplies. Freedom is not found in indulging every desire. Freedom is found in standing above desire, guiding it like the master guides the fire so that it gives life rather than destroys it. There is a silence that speaks louder than any words. In that silence, the mind unclutters, the heart softens, and the soul remembers itself. Shaolin monks have long known that true power does not come from constant movement, from endless striving, or from grasping at what lies just beyond reach. It comes from stillness. In the temples, they sit for hours, unmoving, letting the world pass around them. At first, the mind rebels, thoughts rise like waves, restlessness claws at the edges of attention. But with patience, the storm settles, clarity emerges, direction becomes visible. In stillness, the noise of the outer world loses its grip, and the inner voice, the quiet wisdom of the spirit, can finally be heard. Stillness is not inaction, it is preparation. It is the space where energy gathers, where insight forms, where intention solidifies. The warrior stills before the strike, the monk stills before enlightenment, the chosen one stills before transformation. On this day, September 2nd, stillness is not an escape, it is an invitation to pause, to breathe deeply, and to listen. Every breath in stillness carries guidance. Every heartbeat carries subtle understanding. The mind that rushes misses the lessons hidden in moments of quiet. The heart that chases cannot feel the currents of destiny. But when you stop, even briefly, the universe opens its hand. Patterns emerge, paths reveal themselves, and abundance begins to flow. Not as a gift forced from outside, but as a natural consequence of alignment within. Embracing stillness today is an act of inner mastery. It is choosing presence over distraction, clarity over confusion, wisdom over impulse. The power of this practice is subtle but profound. It turns waiting into action, silence into insight, and ordinary moments into the foundation of lasting abundance. Many walk through life chasing shadows, believing that power, wealth, or recognition can define who they are. Yet the Shaolin masters understood a deeper truth. The self cannot be measured by what lies outside. True abundance is never found in possessions or titles. It is found in freedom from attachment, from expectation, from illusion. A young student once clung desperately to a prized weapon, believing it would make him strong. The master took it gently and placed it on the ground. Strength, he said, is not in the blade you hold, but in the hand that lets it go when the moment demands. Clinging to objects, outcomes, or identities creates chains that bind the spirit. Detachment does not mean emptiness, it means clarity. In Shaolin practice, detachment is cultivated through discipline and awareness. Every moment of mindfulness is a small release, a letting go of the illusion that control is possible over life's currents. The monk learns to act without grasping, to move without clinging, to respond without attachment. In doing so, a space opens within, a space where peace, wisdom, and flow rise naturally. Abundance cannot enter a heart that is full of fear or desire. It cannot dwell where the mind believes it owns the world. By releasing illusions, by stepping back from the chase, the chosen one creates room for true wealth. Not gold, not accolades, not fleeting pleasure, but the deep currents of life itself, insight, serenity, and connection to what is eternal. Detachment is the quiet discipline of letting go while remaining fully present. It is the courage to face the world without needing it to validate you. It is the mastery of self, the cultivation of inner freedom. When illusions fall away, abundance is no longer something to seek. It is already within, quietly flowing, waiting only for the mind to be still enough to receive it. True mastery is revealed not in what one takes, but in what one gives. The Shaolin path teaches that skill, strength, and wisdom are never meant to be hoarded. They are gifts, meant to serve others, to protect, to guide, and to uplift. A warrior who trains only for personal gain may conquer battles, but he remains incomplete. A monk who meditates only for his own peace may attain calm, but he misses the deeper flow of life. There is a story of a master who, despite being skilled beyond measure, spent each day teaching, healing, and guiding those around him. A student asked why he gave so freely of his time and energy. The master replied, "A river does not keep its water, it nourishes the earth, and in return the earth sustains it. So too must a person give to receive true abundance." In the same way, the new era of abundance is not measured by what is held tightly or what is accumulated in solitude. It is measured by the blessings multiplied through service. Every act of kindness, every teaching shared, every hand extended in help aligns the practitioner with the greater rhythm of life. This alignment is the hidden law of the universe. Giving opens channels, and through them abundance flows, not just to one but to all. Service is the quiet discipline of the heart. It asks for humility, patience, and persistence. It requires mastery over ego, over the impulse to claim recognition, over the desire to act only for self-interest. Yet those who practice it discover a paradox. The more they give, the more they receive. Peace, wisdom, opportunity, and connection flow in return, richer than anything hoarded. To walk the path of service is to step into a current far greater than oneself. It transforms mastery from a personal achievement into a sacred responsibility, and in that transformation, abundance becomes not a goal, but a natural state of being. Endurance is the quiet fire that shapes the spirit. True abundance is never found in ease or comfort. It is forged in the heat of challenge, tempered by persistence and refined by courage. The Shaolin warriors understood this well. Their training was grueling, their days long, yet every trial was an opportunity to grow, every hardship a teacher in disguise. A young student once struggled to keep pace in the temple's rigorous routines. Exhausted, he questioned the purpose of such suffering. The master placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "Strength is not in avoiding the storm, but in standing through it without surrender. Every trial bends you, but it also shapes you. Endure, and you will discover your own depth." Abundance in this sense is not the absence of difficulty, it is the capacity to move through it with dignity. Every challenge becomes sacred training when approached with discipline and awareness. Pain is transformed into insight, fear into focus, doubt into determination. The body learns to withstand, the mind learns to command, and the spirit learns to rise above circumstance. The chosen one recognizes that obstacles are not obstacles at all. They are mirrors, revealing weaknesses to be strengthened, lessons to be internalized, and opportunities to cultivate resilience. Each hardship accepted becomes a stepping stone toward mastery. Each moment of discomfort a doorway to deeper understanding. On this reset day, endurance is not a test imposed by fate. It is an invitation to claim your power. By embracing challenges, by meeting trials with patience and courage, the warrior spirit awakens. In that awakening, abundance is no longer measured by what arrives easily, but by what is carried with strength, grace, and unbroken will. The path is never soft, yet those who walk it discover treasures far beyond comfort, clarity, resilience, and the quiet, unshakable confidence of one who has truly mastered self. There is a rhythm that moves through all things, a pulse older than memory itself. Shaolin wisdom teaches that life is not separate from nature, but inseparable from it. Every tree that sheds its leaves, every river that changes course, every season that ends and begins again, carries a lesson for those who watch closely. Rise and fall, death and rebirth. These are not just cycles of the world outside, they mirror the inner currents of the human spirit. The monks understood that resisting this rhythm brings only struggle. One story tells of a master who guided a student through a frozen forest in winter. The student complained about the cold, wishing it away. The master simply observed the trees, stripped and still, and said, "They do not fight the season. They bend, they wait, and when the time comes, they flourish again. So must you." September 2nd is such a moment. It is a point in the year when the currents shift, when the energy of renewal is strongest. To honor it is to align with the natural order, to move with the flow rather than against it. When you resist, abundance becomes elusive. When you align, it flows effortlessly as water returning to the riverbed. Living in harmony with nature requires observation, patience, and surrender. It is not passive, it is mindful action guided by awareness. The body and mind are tuned to the cycles of light and dark, activity and rest, effort and release. By respecting these rhythms, the chosen one steps into life without unnecessary friction, drawing strength and clarity from the same forces that shape the world. In every breath of wind, in the quiet of falling leaves, in the steady turning of the seasons, there is guidance. Abundance, like nature itself, is a living process. Aligning with it requires nothing but attention, acceptance, and the willingness to move with the current rather than against it. Life is a dance of opposites, a constant interplay of light and shadow, strength and gentleness, giving and receiving. The Shaolin masters call this balance the harmony of yin and yang. To act without awareness is to tip the scales toward chaos. To act mindfully is to step into the flow of life, guided by both courage and discernment. There is a story of a monk who faced a rival in the courtyard. The crowd expected anger and aggression, yet he moved with calm precision. His strikes were firm, yet tempered with restraint. His defense was unyielding, yet he never struck beyond necessity. The observer might have thought him weak, but in that measured balance lay his true power. Mindful action is not about passivity, it is about mastering the moment, responding rather than reacting, shaping circumstances with intention rather than impulse. In the same way, abundance is a force that flows when action and awareness are aligned. Courage without humility becomes recklessness. Humility without courage becomes stagnation. Strength without compassion becomes oppression. Compassion without strength becomes vulnerability. The chosen one learns to act with both poles in harmony, letting each decision, each step, each effort reflect balance. September 2nd, as a day of divine reset, invites this harmony. It is not enough to release the old, to breathe deeply, or to endure trials. The inner work must be expressed in the world. Every thought, word, and deed becomes a practice of equilibrium, a subtle tuning of energy that allows abundance to move freely. Through mindful action, the internal rhythms of discipline, patience, and clarity extend outward, touching every interaction, every choice, every challenge. When yin and yang meet in conscious balance, life itself responds. The currents of opportunity, insight, and abundance are no longer obstacles. They are companions on a path walked with presence, mastery, and unwavering harmony. Gratitude is the quiet force that gives life its depth and meaning. Without it, even abundance can feel hollow, slipping through the hands like water. Shaolin wisdom teaches that the heart that recognizes the value of each moment, each challenge, and each gift becomes a vessel that holds and multiplies blessings. It is not mere politeness or habit, it is an essential practice of mastery. A student once struggled to endure harsh training, feeling frustration with the relentless routines and the weight of expectation. One evening, the master asked him to list everything he had received that day: the food, the shelter, the guidance, even the pain that had sharpened his focus. As he spoke, his resentment softened. He realized the hardships had not been obstacles, but teachers guiding him towards strength. Gratitude transformed his perception, and with it, his entire experience of life. On this day of reset, gratitude acts as the seal that locks in transformation. When the past is released, when breath steadies the mind, when discipline tempers desire, and when stillness brings clarity, it is gratitude that ensures these changes endure. A grateful heart does not chase abundance. It recognizes it, nurtures it, and allows it to grow. Challenges become lessons, setbacks become guidance, and blessings, both great and small, become fuel for continued growth. Gratitude is a discipline of the spirit requiring awareness, reflection, and honesty. It asks the practitioner to acknowledge both the shadows and the light, understanding that every part of life contributes to mastery. Through this practice, abundance is no longer fleeting. It becomes a natural state rooted in appreciation, sustained by mindful awareness, and expanded by the generosity of the heart. To walk this path is to live in harmony with the rhythm of life itself, receiving fully, giving freely, and letting every experience deepen the reservoir of inner richness. Gratitude is not the end. It is the seal that preserves the new life awakened within. The reset of September 2nd is a call to awaken the power within. It is a reminder that miracles are not found outside. They are born in the quiet strength of your own mind and spirit. By letting go of what no longer serves you, by using breath to center yourself, by practicing discipline, and by offering service to others, you step fully into a new cycle of abundance. Shaolin wisdom teaches that abundance is not something to chase. It is not a prize hidden in distant places, or a reward waiting for the lucky few. It is a state of being, a reflection of inner mastery, patience, and alignment with the flow of life. Each small action, each moment of presence, each act of gratitude strengthens the foundation for lasting growth and fulfillment. Take this reset into your daily life. Notice your breath, honor your discipline, seek harmony in every action, and serve with an open heart. Let the lessons of stillness, endurance, detachment, and mindful action guide you. Slowly, subtly, you will see that abundance is already here. It simply grows as you embody it fully. May this day mark the beginning of your journey into deeper clarity, stronger resilience, and quiet, unshakable joy. Walk gently, breathe deeply, and carry this wisdom into every moment. If you feel called to continue this path of awakening and mastery, join us at Shaolin Soulfire. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and walk with us as we explore the timeless teachings that guide the chosen ones into abundance, clarity, and peace.